Hey YouTube, coming at you with a legend play from Matt Spegs, who wrote, he's a loyal subscriber. He said, I decided to have some fun and test out a team for next season. This team includes everyone's favorite and possibly overhyped primeape, my personal favorite from last season in DIGGERSBY, and what I think is going to be very useful, with stunfisk. And if you watch my updated PV poke rankings, you will know that stunfisk has jumped really high, and I think personally one of the best electrics because of that ground typing that allows you to have some coverage against this other meta as well. This team is double weak to, holy crap, this team is double weak to ice, grass, and water. However, primeape can deal with the ice, and so can the back to their own. Stunfisk gets a buff to Thundershock to handle the water ice, like the popular Dugong and Walrein, and DIGGERSBY gets a buff to Fire Punch that is useful against also buffed a Sand Slash, right? Because a Sand Slash gets the Ice Punch buff. That is sure to be everywhere. I agree. As for the water weakness, Stunfisk can handle in there with its half electro typing. DIGGERSBY can also handle the grass with Fire Punch. My safe swap is DIGGERSBY for almost every situation, and it's great at absorbing some hard-hitting moves on its own. Yep. I'd love to hear thoughts about how I use the team and where it might struggle with the new risers and fallers in the next season. So this was, right off the bat, very smart in its analysis. It's an ABB style team to a certain extent. You got double weaknesses all over the place. They already mentioned it. Double weak to grass, ice, and water in the back. And it's not like primeape will deal with the ice, but it's not like an amazing answer to grass and water. But with this team and what I think is gonna be very strong with DIGGERSBY, Stunfisk can still get walled. Like let's rule Stunfisk out as any sort of safe swap. If you see a grass Pokemon, every single move of yours is resisted. So Stunfisk will have a lot of play because, again, I think it's going to be very strong against kind of what they mentioned. You got your Dugongs and your your Dugongs, your Feraligators, your Azumarill, where the electric is great. You have your Clodsires everywhere, which your Mud is great. So I think Mud Bomb is good. So I think it will be very strong. DIGGERSBY is going to be, I think, one of the go-to safe swaps now because you have a fast move and quick attack that will, I don't think normal can be resisted by anything. So you got a fast move, quick attack Steel's going to resist it. Never mind. That will hit for the majority of things neutral. And then you have a Fire Punch and Steel if that will resist normal. And actually so does Ghost. What am I talking about? You have Fire Punch and Scorching Sands that can kind of combo that. Because Drifblim's like a wall to it to a certain extent. You can only throw a Fire Punch. So yeah, I think DIGGERSBY is going to be very, very strong next season. Let's see this team in action. But yeah, I think the idea around the team, Glassy Pokemon, and DIGGERSBY's got bulk, and Stunfisk is actually decent. So terrible lead. We'll get out into DIGGERSBY right away. Going with the 1 and then catching the transferring the damage there. Draws out the Azumarill, which is your water Pokemon. Again, not that Primeape has a good answer here, but with Quick Attack being neutral and Scorching Sands being neutral, and if they can only throw Ice Beam, that is super effective, but they're going to need a second move here. Or else you're going to get to 3. And maybe they'll be able to bubble you down, but you'll probably get to a third Scorching Sands before they do, so they might want to dump their energy here. Yeah, so they're going to dump their energy because you're going to get to a third Scorching Sands, and they do not want to take that unnecessarily, so they will just take you out. And again, where are you going to go? Go straight into Primeape to be met with the Oranguru, going for what is a neutral close combat. This is actually pretty smart because you're going to be able to chip a ton. And Stunfisk is an interesting one because it is got some bulk, worried about the Trailblaze being super effective. It's spammy, but man, these moves suck. They're just like not hard hitting moves, right? I think we kind of got like, I'm just going to stop it for a second. I think we kind of got spoiled with some of these Pokemon with super fast, hard-hitting moves, right? You always had Swampert, which was a 5-4, 5-4 to Hydro Cannon, which is like a nuke. Now you got Feraligatr, which is 5 Shadow Claws to a Hydro Cannon, which is nuke. And now you have Primeape, which is 5 Karate Chops to a nuke close combat. So I'm so used to these like super hard-hitting 10-turn moves. And then when you have 10-turn moves with Discharge and Mud Bomb, and they do like 70 damage each, it feels underwhelming at times, but you got to look at just the stat, right? 10s across the board for Discharge, 10-8, 10-8 total turns for Mud Bomb. So it just means that this thing can spam super, super fast. And out comes Azumarill again, but Azumarill just dumped its energy. So it's a little low. Not a little low. It is very low. So we're going to farm up here, throw the discharge to ensure this takes out. It does. See if whether they come back in the Oranguru or they're going to switch lock themselves. Maybe they're double water. No, it is Drapion, which is weak to ground, right? And this is where Stunfisk is going to have a lot of play next season. You're seeing it right here. It's got 2 Pokemon on this team that it can do well against and one that it will do neutral against. So they tried to snipe you with the confusion. Do get off a Rage Fist, which will be enough to take off from this range. You'll get 1 Karate Chop that will register, and now it's a race to the move here. They do outpace you because, speaking about spammy, Drapion, very spammy. Aqua Tail would be super effective, and that will take out the rest there. Wiggly, another terrible lead. So instant swap Quagsire. They're not leaving. I mean, with Icy Wind as an option, they don't need to leave. Charms are neutral. Icy Wind would be super effective. They can even just let it go. Wiggly has some bulk, so they'll get to a move here. And now this will be super effective, so you need to make a decision. The switch clocks are pretty desynced, so I don't mind shielding. They do come in with a Gastrodon. Now, the switch clocks have been pretty desynced, so you may be able to get into Primeape soon. The attack did fall. Yeah, so at this point, you might even just want to stay in here and start shipping. Hope for a second attack fall here. Because at this point, they're loaded, so there's no point of switching out to a Primeape. And Stunfisk has a terrible matchup, so you just stay in, you eat the Earth Power. Do get off a move. I'm surprised that, because I don't think you should be able to get off a 2-turn move and throw a charge move when they got a 3-turn move to take you out. They do land an Earth Power. They still have a shield advantage. Going to instant swap here. And met with a Dunsparce. Not good on the timing there. Or is that 8 versus 9? I was not counting. Good news. Roll it resistant. Bad news. Draw Run is super effective because you are half electric. So this is super effective. Does over 50%. Someone said Dunsparce should be lowered next season because of all the Diggersby, which does make sense. It does make sense, right? You have Roll It, which is resisted on Diggersby. You have a non-stab Draw Run, which is not going to do much. So maybe Dunsparce takes a little bit of a hit next season. Going for the close combat, but they have 2 shields, and they are going to use one. And now they'll just outpace you. So you had 2 losses here, but these were 2 really tough leads. Jeez, my man. That was not a... Usually when I do geez, my man, it's usually at what the hell are you doing? But this is a tough... Unless I just put the same one in twice in a row, which if that's the case, my bad. No, this time they get out into Gastrodon quicker. Because last time they threw the Icy Wind, right? Or... This is starting to look like a duo here. Nope, it's a new one. Okay, because you just... Sorry, this played out... This is just a mind... Because this is playing out exactly how the last one played out, I think. They got into a Gastrodon. Chipping it with Scorching Sands. They do attack fall. So I was just like, is this... Am I having deja vu here? They do... This time not land an Earth Power because last time you let that go and learning that I guess it just happened to you. So ending up shielding the Earth Power, going to another Scorching Sands. They let it go and let you take Switch, which is not what happened last time. Ooh, you got to throw a move there. You had a move in a bit and you let it go down because you were not counting. What kind of legend doesn't count? Oh, and a charm goes through. It's almost like you're not counting at all. And you can only get away with that for 18 of the last 19 seasons. The other one, though, it really catches up with you. For those of you who do not know what I'm talking about, if you're new to this channel, I do not count. My fast move timing is brutal, and I've hit legend 18 of the last 19 seasons. Driftblim, buffed Astonish, but slower on the charge, Rage Fist, super effective. Letting the first one go, knowing that that will buff your attack. Again, terrible fast move timing there. But just trying to like grab a shield, I think. And they, kind of luckily through. Take you out. How close are they to another one? Pretty darn close. They're at a second one. Super effective Icy Wind. Does not take you out. They did not do any fast move. I guess they know that you have a move, then they would not take you out. Okay, finally, a good lead. Magnezone. Marowak comes in. Going to just boost your attack with Rage Fist. You have 2 answers in the back, so I would... let's see if you do. Okay, you do give up switch here after knowing that Diggersby can just tank it. There is also the option to just stay in that matchup because you have 2 insane answers in the back to this. So personally, once that Rage Fist lands, I think you just commit to the Karate Chop Rage Fist boost and just grind that out, and then you have 2 answers in the back for Magnezone, so you do not need to even worry about that. As opposed to like throwing 1 Rage Fist, which they don't shield, and then giving up switch. And you're throwing Scorching Sands. I don't even think you need a Scorching Sands. I mean, a buffed Fire Punch next season, probably enough, but maybe not this season. Magnezone. Again, Magnezone's... Oh, man, you gotta get these moves off. Shielding because you have a Scorching Sands, but you could have got off before. But shielding and getting it off now. They're going to let it go because they know you have a Primeape on the front and it's a Crest in the back. Psycho Cut's not going to take down Diggersby. Diggersby just got a lot of bulk to it. So that is why it should be very, very strong next season. Now this thing's got energy and it has a grass type move. Now, it is non-stab, but it is super effective against Stunfisk here. And not even 50%, which we love to see because that means you'll live 1 more and the Psycho Cut down is going to be pretty tough to do. Ooh, I don't love this unless you just see your win con as Stunfisk. Shielding because force them to dump energy, and then the Rage Fist is super effective and you're just so fast to get to this Rage Fist that it just kind of makes sense to spam it. And then once that lands, then what are you going to do? With this Rage Fist, Cresselia is just like kind of scared to come out now. Great lead, Sandslash. Instant to Gastrodon. Yeah, I mean, this time Sandslash would have a good answer to your backline, so swapping here is probably smarter. They do land an Earth Power, which now is interesting because now it's close that they can flip switch, and now you're potentially going to have Stunfisk on there. I would be shocked if they did not shield this with the terrible lead that they have. Yeah, 100% they're going to shield this. And you give up switch, thinking that maybe they don't have an amazing answer if they're coming Gastrodon here as a safe swap. Maybe it's just a second ground, and that's exactly what it's going to be. Double ground in the back. We're already boosted once. Going to boost again. They let it go. We're at the shield and trying to grab a shield back, I think. Yeah. Because you can just go 1 in Rage Fist and then grab that last shield or take it out, and then you're 2 times. So they're not going to let you take you out. They have to shield and try and farm down here. And that's... Ooh, they should have farmed down. They only had 1 win con is to farm down. But instead they dump energy, which just allows you to come in with Stunfisk. Just try and get ahead on energy. Now this thing is running Powder Snow, so that is super effective. So is this Mud Bomb, though. So we'll see how much it does. Not enough. Maybe try and catch on the 1 and throw. Not so much. Gonna shield up a potential drill in here, which would be super effective. Ice Punch is also super effective, and it's a shadow here. Try to catch. The game did not allow you to go, but you get a Mud Bomb. This will take it out. And now it's a race, and they, I guess, are just too dry on energy here. Oh, look, the new locked Pokemon. Corsola. This will be an interesting matchup. Let's look at it versus Primeape. Let's see what the IVs are, because if you watched going to give up switch, just I guess with this team you kind of have to. Ooh, Drapion's not a good answer to Diggersby. Has Aqua Tail, I understand, but still resisted poison, non-stab Aqua Tail, Scorching Sands. This just seems like a bad matchup. And get the lower the attack and they top left. Yeah. What are they doing? Okay. Annihilate. Annihilate has the... I was going to say Annihilate has an advantage over Primeape. Rage Fist is super effective though, but counters neutral to you and your resist on them. A lot of 1 and leaves here. Fire Punch, not buffed yet, so I don't know if this takes out. It does not, because it is non-stab. And they are just farming up. They have a close combat, so whether you just want to sacrifice this or try and shield here, and you are going to try and shield. Worried about a potential second close combat coming through. So going for the Fire Punch, they very easily let that go. Out comes the Diggersby. If it has Aqua Tail, good counting. Holy smokes, people. Aqua Tail should not take out from this range though. Yeah, non-stab. Diggersby's got some bulk. So start thinking about Diggersby counters because I would expect to see them everywhere next season. They're going to Aqua Tail you before you get to a move here. Again, just counting perfectly to the friggin' Scorching Sands. Oh, you're going to get 1 HP'd out here, buddy. Oh, okay. 2 HPs. For those of you who do not know what I'm talking about, 1 HP out of here. When you use a shield, it costs you 1 HP. So if your Pokemon only has 1 HP and you shield a charge move, you will be taken out because the use of a shield is 1 HP. So if you only have 1 HP, don't shield. Stunfisk, super effective Drapion. What's in the back? A Wiggly. Getting off of Mud Bomb, but this thing is going to take like 3 Mud Bombs here. And you're going to have to land a close combat. And you do, which is huge. This will take out. And this is the only problem with Stunfisk. This is why I'm a little worried about Stunfisk. For any of you who have used it, the Wiggly is a perfect example. It takes 3 Mud Bombs to take that Wiggly out. Now, there's only 10 turns, but 10, 20, 30, like that really takes a while. And if the shield 40 turns worth of moves, that's a lot of turns worth of moves there. They get into a zoom roll a little slow there because now they're at an Ice Beam, which will be super effective. Yeah, you got to make that switch a little faster, I think. So going the 1 in the discharge, 2 versus 3 turn fast move. So that lands. You should get a second one off though. Now, still probably not enough to take out. They'll live in like the deep red, but they could just let this go. And they'll get a nice beam off here. So we're going to let this go, not wanting to burn that second shield. You do live in Ice Beam. It's in Mud Bomb range, so you can just go Mud Bomb here. And they do let it go, so you do keep switch into a superior lead. And oh god, superior with the shield advantage is going to cause you a ton of problems. Because this thing could have Aerial Ace, and they had a shield advantage, and the game just quit, which makes me think that you top left, because yeah, you're not coming back from that. Sorry. If you bail here, I'm going to give you one suggestion. Okay, you're going to stay in this matchup? Okay. Because there had been many, many times now that you just got to the Rage Fist, through the Rage Fist, and then bailed. And I get that Rage Fist chips, but if you're going to use the bail method, I don't even care if you go Rage Fist, at least bait a close combat. Like, go to 5 2-turn moves, and then bait a close combat, and then if you want to Rage Fist and bail, sure. But you just seem to like go Rage Fist constantly first, when you then get out anyways. So at least fake a close combat. But we are boosted, so that Rage Fist does a lot of damage on the zoom roll. Now we'll get into the Stunfisk. Gonna have to take a super effective Ice Beam. We know we can live 1 here. Problem is you gave them a lot of energy. So this will not take them out. Who's gonna win the race to the next move here is the question. And it is a zoom roll. So are we gonna let this go and just quick attack Diggersby for the try and take this down? Oh, and they have got the Magnezone, so this is a top left. It's also a looks like we're really ending. 20 seconds left on a spin out. No, it wasn't. They're here because they shielded a move, but they're not throwing any charge moves. They're just thinking that you may let them. They want you. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if I probably didn't even put who you were against here, whether it was like a legend or, because it probably went straight into the move. Yeah, it went straight into the match. So I don't even know if it was legend. So because sometimes you see, like here, you see legend and you see the rating. Sometimes, as I'm sure you all know, sometimes you do not see the ratings, although you have the animation, so they should know that you're legend. But like your opponent does not have this season's legend post. So if this ranking did not come up and they didn't have the legend post and you were legend, some, not always, but some, I would say it's more on the rare side at this point, but some legends do throw games like that, like do exactly this, be like, I think I could have potentially beat you, but I'm going to just show you them here, but not throw any charge moves at you to show you that like I'm giving you this win. So some legends do that, but you have a legend post, so I don't know if that was the case there. Anyways, so that is it. Stay tuned this afternoon for an event coverage. So I filmed it before this. Basically, it's an event coverage for there's a new event going on. The spawns and most everything is garbage. And then I got into because there's only two things that are usable, in my opinion. The Genesect 5-star raid and these new ghost Pokemon that looks like a teacup is in the 1-star raid. And then I was talking about Genesect's, it's the chill drive, which is the best one. And then I went over like the move counts to 14. It takes 14 to get to, it's a 1-turn move to 14 to get to the chill drive. And then I just went in for like a 5-minute analysis on these numbers over here of what they mean and how I view like short, medium, and long term, like long move duration, stuff like that. So if you want an event coverage plus a counting what the length of charge moves and all that stuff means, a video this afternoon on that. League turnover tomorrow. So we are looking at 2 leagues. So 2 top teams tomorrow. One which no one's going to play because it is on the second week too, but we'll do it just first if people are searching. We have the Open Great League. So basically we will only build with buff Pokemon or Pokemon with new moves next season. So Great League teams, so it'll be like new Great League teams with buff Pokemon. And Fantasy Cup will just be although I don't even think PV Poke has updated Fantasy Cup, so I don't even think I can. Although, yeah, it has not. Although I can custom rank. I can custom rank with the typings here. And what is Fantasy Cup again? Fantasy Cup is Dragon, Steel, and Fairy only. Include typing Dragon, Fairy, Steel only. And then let's see if it just auto excludes. Dragon, Steel, and Fairy only. Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay. It does let you sim. Con. Number 1 and 2. Doug Trio and A Doug Trio Shadow. Number 3 and 4. Excadrill and Excadrill Shadow. Number 5. Heatran. Number 6. Galarian Stunfisk. Number 7. Shadow Heatran. Holy crap. What the hell is this? Then you finally get some different options. Lucario, Sandslash, Azumarill, Magnezone, Berserker. Oh my god. Okay, so if you want to look at the top teams and me probably pull my hair out, video tomorrow afternoon on that. But for tomorrow morning, top teams. This afternoon, event coverage, and I mentioned it at the end of the video this afternoon. I have I'm as of right now 20 subscribers from 25,000. I have 3 new members in the past week. Joe, Joel, Rizzy, and Hector. So I want to give you, I mean, I'm just shouting out here, but I will give you proper shout outs there. So anyways, appreciate, yeah, that's not surprising. Okay. Appreciate the support. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.